I'm Ashley Deem, Associate Publisher and Editor of Fantini's Gaming Report. I am here with John Connelly, CEO of Interblock. John, it has been a busy year for Interblock. Can you tell us about what's been happening and what the future of the company is over the next year or so?
Sure. It's been as you pointed out, it's been a very busy year for all of us at Interblock. Some of the highlights this year is we really made an aggressive expansion into the Latin American region this year, and obviously built out our international offices in Asia Pacific. And with that, are very excited at this G2E to be launching over 12 new products. So we've been busy on the innovation front since last G2E. So very exciting, and I think the industry right now, from the last show till now, has really evolved tremendously when it comes to electronic table gaming and what that can offer to a casino environment, especially in North America. We saw it in Europe and Asia historically, even the Pacific region, but never so much as we're seeing now in the North American region. So it's very exciting.
You've long been a proponent of electronic table gaming as a segment of growth for the industry. How do you know, it's now become kind of an evolution or maybe even a revolution. How do you see that progressing?
Well, you know, when you consider the fact that we're still under 1% of the North American market being penetrated by electronic table games, and you look at places like Asia and Europe, which historically have been plus 20%, it's very exciting, because I think now the North American, South American, to a lesser degree, regions are truly starting to feel the benefits of what electronic table games can do to a casino. The different types of players, the incremental value, and quite frankly, that an ETG is not a slot machine. And for several years, we were evaluating, you know, the similarities, and were there similarities? And I think now a lot of the major corporations are realizing through carded play technology and analysis and the fact that the data is showing we're seeing a tremendous amount of new carded play on these products. Although the hold is perhaps a little lower than a slot, it's truly incremental value on the casino floor. So I think because of that, we're seeing a tremendous growth, but I think we're just beginning.
What is the difference in the demographic between a slot player and an electronic table game player? Are they one and the same, or are you attracting a different kind of player?
That's a great question. You know, we took the time a couple years back to do one of the first, what I call player portraits, of who really is an ETG player. And what we found is that it's a cross section of a few groups demographically. We are getting a tremendous amount of new carded play within the casino environment. However, we are also getting slot players who traditionally perhaps wanted to try a table game, but were a little intimidated. I mean, if you think about a live table environment, to walk up to a table, sit down, it's in the center of the casino, a lot of attention placed on you. And if you make a mistake, the environment's not always that forgiving. So
I learned that the hard way.
Did you?
Incidentally, yes.
Blackjack?
Yes.
Yeah. So we hear that a lot, and so a lot of slot players are able to go over to an electronic table game, sit down, and really evolve and learn about the game in a private environment, and not feel intimidated. So we're seeing slot players, obviously a new demographic coming in carded play, and even traditional table game players, depending on the type of game offered. So it's interesting. I think, you know, there's a lot more to be learned, but initially the data suggests that it's truly incremental, and we're not just moving money around the casino floor.
One of the buzzwords that we're hearing this year is entertainment zones in casinos with machines on the floor. Some keep referring to it as the Dave & Buster's model, but maybe it should be the Interblock model, because you have had that with the Pulse Arena. So a couple of questions. How big do you think that type of game can be, and how has it been with putting Pulse Arena in casino environments?
Yeah, this is truly a surprise, I think, to the entire industry. You know, if I looked at the business we derive, let's say the end of last year, stadium, Pulse Arena type of product mix, it represented under 10% of our business, new business, incremental business. If I fast forward to last month, it was in excess of 50% of our business. So the stadium concept, which we're very proud of, we launched that, quite frankly, over 3 years ago here at G2E, has really gotten a life of its own. It's something that seems to really resonate with the players. And our ability at Interblock to either offer a stadium, which can be 12 seats with a few video screens attached to a wall, all the way up to a Pulse Arena, which is sounds, lights, entertainment, as you see in Foxwoods or Greektown, Casino Quebec, Latin America, Asia, doing very, very well. And I think at this year's G2E, we've really focused the past 12 months to bring additional content to the stadium and Pulse Arena that will make the environment attractive even during the day. Stadiums and Pulse Arenas tend to do very well in the evenings when there's a lot of people, the energy. But I think the ability to bring that same level of energy perhaps to a different demographic in the afternoons is going to be something that's even going to catapult it to the next level. So I personally feel that we're just touching or skimming the surface of what stadiums are going to be in the casino environment. And I think after this G2E, with the new product mix we're going to be launching, I see that stadiums and Pulse only continues to be a significant portion of the ETG growth sector.
Great. And so on the demographic side of that question, what is the player now on Pulse Arena? And you mentioned midweek. What is the player moving forward as you add that content?
So, as you know, historically, we had really focused on some content such as blackjack, baccarat, roulette, and have some very unique ways of generating handle and entertainment. At this G2E, we're launching, to put it in perspective, Keno, bingo, tournaments. We're even introducing the first live craps game offered globally within a stadium environment, live craps, where the player actually walks up, gets to throw the dice in front of a stadium, and we're looking forward to introducing that to the market. So we've really now have, in excess of probably 12 different products that the casino operators can choose from when designing their stadiums. And some operators, quite frankly, if there's not a large Asian contingency, they may not choose baccarat. Whereas if there is, baccarat becomes a center point. So really a fascinating evolution over the past even 8 months in this category. We were learning, as I pointed out earlier, tremendous amount of feedback on a monthly basis. But I think, again, when you look at these stadiums and you look at the players that are entering, the handle's not going down in the casinos. The handle's going up and the EBITDA's going up. It's truly bringing in incremental dollars that they had never seen before. So we're excited.
One question we always have to ask, because we are an investor-oriented publication, is are there plans for Interblock to go public? And if so, what kind of time frame would we be looking at?
I'm trying to remember how I answered this question last year. We're always, we're a private company. We've been very focused the past 30 months or so on growing the company, getting the foundation in place, expanding diversification within the organization, both from a market, product, customer, percentage of recurring revenue. And the team's done an amazing job. We've really, with the thanks to a lot of individuals inside our organization, been able to achieve the level of diversification I think the board and I were hoping for. With that said, the growth rate inside the company continues to be something very special, at least from our perspective. And we've been so busy just trying to make sure we continue to provide our customers with the level of product quality, innovation, service, and support necessary. It's been taking all of our time, and we have a long ways to go. I mean, we continue to strive to improve in all those areas. So when you talk about going public or doing something bigger with our company, we're always keeping an open eye to the industry and to what our competitors are doing. But day to day, I would say right now, as I said, I think last year, we're very much heads down, just trying to really take ETGs and this segment of the casino floor to the next level, and that's a full-time job.
The floor will open tomorrow, and everyone's here to see the newest and most important products. What do we need to see at Interblock's booth?
This is, I have to say, out of the past 3 years, this year is kind of a culmination of a lot of moving pieces designed to come together. And I'm very excited because I think historically we were checking the boxes in more of the traditional core table game content areas: blackjack, craps, roulette, baccarat, a little bit of Sikbo in the Asian markets. This year, as a team, we constantly talk about leapfrogging technology, and we've come out with some things that I think will really shock the industry in a good way. From an innovation perspective, we have a VIP area of our booth this year, which we've never done before, because we have some things that I think are so special. We're gonna try to keep them a little bit under wraps for a while. But the things that will be outside the VIP area, as I mentioned, the live craps, no one offers craps to this point in a stadium environment or a Pulse Arena. We're the only ones to do that, and very exciting. We have a bar top product we've worked on for 3 years. As we know, another supplier tends to dominate that area, and we are having some initial feedback from within the United States where we are doing 2 times the historical legacy products that have been out there in a bar top, which is extremely exciting. And then on top of that, we obviously have some of our newer innovation on dice. So we have a suite of dice products that we've been developing for over 2 years. Upwards, I think, of over 4 products coming out at the show that provide a different concept in providing, giving the players the ability to have more influence on an ETG. Historically, an ETG has been something where you sit there and it's more of a passive role for a player. This time we're doing more of an active role. We're allowing players to have a little bit more influence over an ETG, and we're adding some sounds to an ETG, which historically has not been that common. So extremely excited. Over 12 different products that are truly new, over 6 different hardware designs. So if you, and I would add one last point. Interblock has been known over the years as a luxury gaming product. It still is. But a lot of casinos felt as though they couldn't afford to have an Interblock product. It was really luxury for A-type casinos. And we've worked very hard to do product segmentation going to the show, where I use the Mercedes analogy. You could use BMW, anybody. But there's different levels within a car manufacturing: S-Class, E-Class, C-Class. But it's still the Mercedes brand. It's still quality, luxury. And we've really tried with Interblock at this show to come out with a series of products that no matter what size casino you have, no matter what your average house averages or your net win per day is, you are now able to have the luxury of Interblock within your casino and be able to afford it. So we're also excited because we're hearing that a lot of new casinos that have never come to Interblock, the Interblock booth before, are going to stop by and see some of the innovation.
Very good. Well, thank you for joining us again, John.
Thank you for having me.